Hey, what's up guys? So it is Monday. We are getting ready to hit the road. Christian just finished eating. It's been a good morning because this little boy woke up at 4 in the morning and he just had breakfast. We did some independent work, which makes me feel good. He put on his shorts with a little bit of help from me, took off his shirt, put it on, all that good stuff, and then we practiced eating with the fork with the tripod grasp. So it's been a good morning. Now we definitely have to hit the road, and hopefully he has a good day at ABA. He's still looking for Cheez-Its, of course, trying to eat. Let's go. Hello, sir. What you doing? Are you ready to have a fabulous day? Love you. Such a handsome boy. How did you get to be so good looking, Christian? Oh, tell me. So I just dropped off my boy. I am in the line for Dutch Bros. I am so sleepy. I don't know why my eyes are trying to close. I've been feeling extra tired. Body-wise, not like sleepy-wise, but body-wise, I've been tired and I've been feeling it feels like menstrual cramps. I know that they're contractions. I've talked to my doctor about them, but they're like the Braxton Hicks contractions. So it's not the real thing, thankfully, but I still feel a little bit like I'm aware of them, and they're not super painful, but I'm aware of them. So I'm like, I gotta get the crib, I gotta get the mattress. So I asked you guys a couple weeks ago, I think, to ask me any questions you guys have about anything. And the main questions were about the pregnancy, and a lot of them were about homeschooling. So I am going to try to talk to you guys about all of those, answer your questions in this video. I was thinking about doing a little sit down and a little bit of a vlog because I find those interesting. So I'm going to get my coffee and then we can do that. I'm a sweaty mess because I just got home from grocery shopping. I hate going grocery shopping. In fact, I only went for produce. I'm actually going to do a pickup later because I hate doing the other stuff, but produce, I feel like they suck when I do the online order. So another thing that I went to get today was like a tablecloth and placemats for our new table. We ended up finding a table. Let me show you guys. So you guys know that we have a small house, but we ended up going with this big table. I just love it so much. We're going to put a carpet down here. Already bought it because it's kind of like too much wood. We got this cool new fixture because if you guys remember our old one, it was hanging way low. Everybody kept hitting themselves. So I really like the way this is looking. And I already put away the groceries. Now I'm just cooking before I leave. I have literally 10 minutes before I have to pick up Christian, and then it's OT. While he's in OT, I'll try to answer some of the questions that you guys asked. I am so uncomfortable because these pants, you're gonna see some belly. These pants don't fit me anymore. They keep going under my belly. And my shirts are too small, but it is what it is. So let's get going. All right, I think this looks really cute. I still need to kind of like mess with it, but I like the colors, the brightness, and I need to find a centerpiece, but we're working with little things at a time, baby steps. All right, so I actually picked up Christian already. He is an OT. He woke up at 4 in the morning, like I said earlier, and he literally was knocked out the whole ride over here. So he didn't seem too upset about waking up. He seems like he's in a good mood, so hopefully he has a good OT session. So I wanted to get started on the questions. I did get a bunch of questions. Primarily, it was about my pregnancy and about homeschooling. So I'm gonna be going back and forth within those questions and between Instagram and YouTube. So let's go ahead and get started. Are you feeling ready for the baby? I know towards the end I couldn't wait for it to be over. Honestly, up until maybe this week or last week, I would say I've been feeling great, and I still feel great. The only thing that I feel is I do feel more tired, especially when I'm doing walking around or when I actually go to work, which is 1 time a week. I feel like I'm working out on my calves, and I do, like I said, I've been getting some kind of cramps and pressure down there. So I feel a little bit funny and like I have to sit down sometimes, but I don't feel horrible. Like my legs are feeling some kind of way, like inflamed. I feel like I'm a little bit swollen a bit more. So I'm definitely not in the stage where I'm like, get this baby out of me, but I am feeling ready to meet the baby for sure. How will you manage homeschool and new baby, and does your son have sleeping problems? I think a lot of us parents, especially special need parents, but overall even any kind of homeschooling parent, I think honestly we're overthinking it, and I do the same thing. I feel like we need to have a curriculum. We need to sit down and do it like 5 hours a day. And I think the benefits and the perks of homeschooling is the fact that you can make it so that it's for your child's needs. How I'm going to manage it all, I feel like I have a partner, and I've discussed it with him, the fact that we're gonna have to rotate, and he's gonna have to also be able to do things with Christian, because a lot of the times, at least for myself, and I've seen a lot of other parents that I work with, it's primarily the mom that works with the child, and I think it's a positive thing if the dad gets involved as well. So either I'm going to be doing some homeschooling with Christian, and when I do homeschooling, I literally limit it to about 30 minutes a day. My goal would be twice a day, but I'll be doing it, or Hugo will be doing it, and vice versa with the newborn and with Haiti. So I think we're going to be switching off, and that's how I'm hoping to be able to manage it. I'm going to give myself some grace and know that it's going to be a work in progress. Even now, it's a lot of work in progress where I want to do it so often, but I'm only able to do it every now and then. My goal, like I said before, is at least 4 times a week. Right now, I'm doing it about 3 times a week, and we sit down and do work for 30 to 40 minutes, and that work looks like it's barely anything, but it takes us that long because of certain things that Christian deals with, like fidgeting and not attending. And a lot of the stuff that we work on seems very easy, but it's based on Christian's cognitive level right now, and he finds it hard. So I don't want to overwhelm him. He learns best when he's happy, and I'm still learning that myself. So we're just going to take turns and try to make it as easy for all of us as possible. So Christian does not have sleeping problems. Usually, only time he has sleeping problems is when he is dealing with some kind of pain. Usually we associate it to growing pains, and when he does, we give him melatonin or Tylenol. We rub his legs with icy hot, and we just try to massage him, and that usually seems to help, but usually it's just when he has some kind of pain. Were all your kids born C-section or natural? Also, will you have help right after the baby first comes home besides your husband? So yes, all of my kids, Katie and Christian, they were both born naturally, not C-section, and they were very easy pregnancies and deliveries, pregnancy and labor. They were very easy. I'm hoping that this one is very easy as well. I'm hoping that it's natural, as in not C-section. And we are not going to be getting help besides, I guess you could say, my sisters and my mom. They would all, of course, help us out if we need it, but for the most part, we're usually okay doing things by ourselves, and fingers crossed at this time as well. A few questions about managing everything. How am I prepared? How am I ready? And I think it's because we're very chill people that we're like, go with the flow. But when I really start thinking about it, I'm like, there is a lot going on. And I guess I could answer this by also saying that we are considering reducing some of his services that he's getting right now, some of his therapies. We were thinking about canceling 1 OT, 1 speech, and 1 ABA day, which all combined would be a Friday pretty much for us. I feel like that would help us be more on top of things, and that day I could also focus, or Hugo could focus. Like I said, we're going to be taking turns. We could focus on that homeschool aspect with him. So that's probably going to be part of us managing it, and as well, just we're trying to set a plan as to, like, maybe Hugo, he's going to be getting paternal leave, so he's going to be with me for about 8 weeks, and if my goal is to breastfeed. So if the baby wakes up in the middle of the night, I'm hoping that we can manage where maybe Hugo gets up, changes the diaper, gets the baby ready for me to just like latch on. So there is a plan, but we're not very strict. Like, we don't follow the plan to the T, so we're hoping that we just like have a good flow. We know the gender of the baby, and we do not. We decided that since this is our last planned kiddo, we will be leaving it to a surprise. I think it's a little bit easier for us because we have a boy and a girl, and it just seems exciting, you know, like going into my 35th week. I feel like I'm like getting even more excited because I'm gonna be able to meet my baby and then find out the gender, and it just makes the labor fun. And we haven't had any like moments where we're like, we just want to know. Like, it's just exciting and a good time, and it's not something that we're like very anxious about. Our family's a little bit more like they want to know, but we are very excited just to have like that fun experience of like not revealing the gender to ourselves or to the family or to you guys. Was it a hard decision to grow your family? Are you afraid of balancing it all? It was hard. to make that decision, because it's not a small decision at any point. Having a special needs kiddo with a lot of needs, we definitely postponed it for quite a while. We've always wanted 3 kids. If there was no differences in our life where we didn't struggle for a bit to find the balance and to help our son, we probably would have had another child a lot earlier, maybe when Christian was 2 or 3. We had to wait until he was 7 when we felt that he was where he needed to be and that he was thriving. And when I say thriving, of course there's always ups and downs in our life, but I think that's with anybody. At this point, we both were this year going back and forth, or even since last year, just trying to figure out, do we want another one right now? Yes, no, yes, no. And then it just felt right at this moment. So I think it was a hard decision overall, just because we want to make sure that we're giving and that we have enough to give to all of our kiddos and for ourselves, because a lot of times we forget to take care of ourselves as parents, as people. So right now we just feel like we're in a good spot financially and mentally and physically. So we're very excited, and we definitely gave it a lot of thought. Another question that I get asked a lot is how we got started with the homeschooling process. I had no idea how to go about it, honestly. So one of the first things that I did was try to research our laws. Every state has different laws, and some states are stricter than others regarding homeschooling. So I looked into it, and for Nevada, once he turned 7, he was required by law to be either registered in a school or registered as homeschooling. So I went online, and I also called the CCSD homeschooling phone number. They gave me specific instructions on that I needed, and I'll put it on the screen. Pretty much I needed to fill out this paperwork stating that I was going to homeschool him with this information. I needed to send a letter stating the academic goals that he was going to have, and I needed to state a letter just stating that I was going to homeschool for the year of 2021 to 2022. And I'll give you guys some examples. Nevada is very loose on their requirements. I don't need to submit any paperwork as to like our curriculum, just like some of the goals like I stated. I don't need to submit paperwork throughout the year showing what he's been doing. So that's why I have a lot of leeway in what I can do, and I didn't request an IEP while I'm homeschooling. I think I should. I would like to know, like, when they test him, like where he's at, what level he is academically, but I did schedule him to have a neuropsych evaluation because my insurance is requesting a reevaluation for the autism diagnosis soon. So I got on board and started that fast already. So he does have that appointment in December, and I'm hoping that they'll give me more information on where he's at cognitively and just more information. But yeah, that's pretty much what we did. We just submitted that email, and then I got back an email with my certification stating that he is being homeschooled. So they received everything looks good, and now they acknowledge that he's being homeschooled. Are you concerned about autism with a new baby, whether he or she may have it? I can't say that it's not in the back of my head, like to look for any delays. I'm not concerned to the point where I'm fearful of it. I feel like I have the tools that I need now to be more involved and aware of what is needed, sensory wise, developmentally wise, everything. I feel like it's just a new chapter where I just feel more comfortable and confident in myself, and I just want to make sure to provide as much attention as all of my kids need. So I'm not afraid, but it is something that I know kind of like what to look out for, and that way I can help even earlier on if they do have any kind of like special needs. So it's not something that I'm very scared of. Do we have the name picked out? Oh my god, it's so hard to choose names. So at this point we don't know what the gender is, so we have to choose boy and a girl name. We have a few contenders, but it's so hard for us to find one that everybody likes. And Haiti has a say, Hugo has a say, my sisters, everybody has a say in it. So we don't really have a boy name. We kind of do have, which I'm gonna just keep to myself until until labor, and if it is a boy. But the girl one is so hard for me. I don't know, because we need because both of our kids have a first and middle name. I feel like, of course, this one has to have a first and middle name. So we need to find multiple names of each gender. And then we also like it to have a Spanish pronunciation. So Haiti was a little bit hard to say. And then Christian I say it in Spanish often. So we just wanted to have kind of like a Spanish ring to it, or like that our parents can say it as well. So no, we don't have the name out yet. It's very hard. What is your birth plan? I don't have one. Like I said, I'm not a planner. I just know that I'm going to try, you know, of course, if anything is needed, a C-section is needed, that's fine. But I'm gonna just try, you know, naturally. I am for the epidural. I will get an epidural. I don't have any plan other than that. I feel like I am maybe way too slacked on this, way too chill. I don't know. I'm like, should I be more nervous? But I never really created a birth plan for my other kids, just knowing that I was gonna go in when I started getting contractions, and not too early, because for Haiti I went way too early and they kept sending me back. So I just know that I'm gonna try to wait and be comfortable at home, but no real birth plan. I ended up forgetting to record this part, but I can so relate to this question. I also find myself just sometimes snapping or losing my cool, and I think it's normal. I think we all get into a situation where we just are at our breaking point, and we might snap at them or be a little short, or our tone might be a little harsh. I know that sometimes that can happen to me as well, but I really try my best to just keep it inside for myself, not let it show to the kids, because, you know, it's nothing that they're doing intentional, I feel like. So I try to do my best to just give myself a break, or like step away for a second and just regroup and recharge. For the most part though, I think we just try our best every day. I definitely wake up and think, damn, I should have done better at this or that, but we can only do the best we can in that moment. So I just keep trying to make sure that I am more prepared the next time, so that we're not losing our cool on each other. In regards to homeschooling, I feel like I said, there's online curriculums that I'm going to look into. He's probably still in the pre-K section, or curriculum based programs. I right now am currently focusing on coloring, like holding the marker and just like following my lead, like color the hat, and him just coloring that area. I'm gonna focus on him matching the letters of his name to work on those names. I'm going to work on puzzles. In regards to him not being able to attend, I feel like recently he's been super fidgety, super restless, like if it's anxiety in a way. He'll be hitting the table. Sometimes I've noticed that he's become more self-injurious in the way that some sounds or certain environments, like he'll start hitting his ear, which really makes me very sad. I don't want him to get hurt. I've also noticed a lot more biting, even when he's not under any demands, just chilling, he'll bite himself. He seems like he needs to move, like he'll be sitting and it's like very restless, and then he gets up and needs to move. And Christian, I've always said he's chill, but in the way of like, yes, he fidgets, but it never seems like anxiety, like I need to. Recently it has seemed like that. So I'm trying to get us to both have like a positive experience when we're sitting down doing work, which is hard. So I've never worked with him as much as I am right now, because he's always had a full plate. He's always been very busy. So us working together, it's a new chapter, you know. Like if you guys have never worked with your kids and you guys are considering homeschooling, just give yourself some grace and your child, because it's going to be a learning process. We're still in that learning process, and I'm going to record all of this for us and for you guys, so that you guys can kind of like join us on the experience and kind of get an idea on what a real homeschooling experience might be for special needs parents. Because sometimes I see Instagram and YouTube, and it's like they have all of these folders with all the good curriculum, they have all of these worksheets, and they follow all of this stuff, and it just looks so organized. And at least for myself, that's not possible yet. Hopefully maybe one day, but I want to show you guys that it doesn't have to be as hard as we're making it, and we're going to learn together. So I think I answered most of your questions. If you guys have any other questions, leave them down below. I will either respond with a video or comment back my answer. I hope that I can be helpful to you guys, or even you guys leave me any of your tips if you're homeschooling, because, you know, we can all use some extra help. So I'm gonna wait for Christian. He's got like 20 more minutes, and then we are gonna go home. I'll probably do some homeschooling, just a little bit, because he had a full day today. I also incorporate life skills throughout my homeschooling experience. So this morning, him grabbing the spoon for his yogurt properly, I count that as a win. Him helping me push up his shoes, that's a win. Whenever he puts his dirty clothes in the hamper, when we practice scrubbing his body during shower, when he puts his shoes away, all of those are little baby wins, and we're working on him dressing himself still. So there is a lot in my head that I'm like, I want to work on and focus on, and I just need to like write it down. And I record it for progress as well, to see his progress. I will see you in the next video. Bye.